Welcome to CN Movies, the show where we review movies but from a Christian's perspective. I am the filmmaker.
And I'm the film watcher.
And today we are reviewing Finding Nemo, which we should have a case for, but we literally have not found it anywhere. Nemo's darn near impossible to find.
For the price that we want to pay.
No, I haven't even found it,
okay.
period. Let alone I haven't found it anywhere. I'd probably go to Walmart and find it brand new, but that's not what my goal is.
Okay, don't hurt yourself.
First up is the story.
So the story starts out with these clownfish that have a bunch of eggs and they're all excited and they're going to have tons of babies, and then a shark comes and kills the wife and eats all the babies except one. So the movie's about the father, Marlin, and his one son, Nemo. And Marlin's overprotective, he loves his son, and then his son obviously gets captured or kidnapped, or it's called Finding Nemo, and gets stolen and taken away. So Marlin has to cross the entire ocean to find his son,
who's in Australia.
And he obviously, I think, probably lived on the Great Barrier Reef or something.
And along the way he meets Dory.
Along the way he meets Dory and several other friends, and it's very exciting. It's a good story.
It was original and engrossing. That's all of my... I'm just kidding. I said it was original and engrossing tale of a father in search of his only son.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, teacher.
Mm-hmm. I was just saying,
yes.
Okay.
That's B+ material so far. Mom dies along with the kids. I don't know why I put that as a plus, but I think it's just because you usually don't see a parent die. I mean, like, except for Bambi, I can't think of any other kids movie where a parent dies in the movie. Like, the parent actually dies.
Yeah.
Okay. So the mom dies in this movie.
I was just trying to think of something.
Bambi. That's pretty much it. From, like, the 40s. It's been that long. Finding Nemo came out in 2004 by Pixar. We failed to mention that earlier.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I failed to mention that earlier. 2004, so since the 40s when they did Bambi. That's the last time I think of a mom dying. I mean, what did you have? I love this movie! Your first note.
I do love this movie. It's a great movie. I put that I can't think of another movie that has a similar plot line as far as, like, again, kids... Or else the Taken, I guess, has a similar plotline. But anyways, we're not
Taken?
I'm talking about kids' story. I haven't seen another similar plotline to this. So
Taken's plotline was much different than this one.
It's a father who loses his daughter and he goes to the end of the world to find her. Not the end of the world. You know, he goes to great extremes to get her back.
I mean, like, that's very basic premise. Taken and Finding Nemo are the same movie. That's very basic premise.
That's not... Never mind.
We're here at CN Movies, we're telling you to watch Taken. It's basically like Finding Nemo. It's really the real sequel to Finding Nemo, not Finding Dory. Finding Dory's the third movie.
Can I move on?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
You know, they made 3 Taken movies in between Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. That's how long it took.
Anyways, I did really like this. I'm not usually a big fan of movies that, like, switch back and forth between two kind of storylines. So you have Marlin's storyline, you have Nemo's storyline. But I thought they did a good job of, like, keeping your interest. Even though
they were interconnected.
I know, but I'm just saying, like... In some movies, there'll be one storyline I prefer over the other one. And so, like, when it goes back to the other storyline, I'm like,
yeah,
oh, okay.
Usually the main storyline is and then when it goes to the side story, you're like, come on, guys, stop wasting my time.
Yeah. But in this one, they were both equally important, and they're both, like,
because you
very
wouldn't
well
have cared
placed.
about Nemo as much if it was just Marlin the entire time talking about how much he misses his son. You'd be like, well, who cares? You know, I don't know anything about Nemo besides the fact that he rebelled in the beginning.
Right.
You know, but you grow to love Nemo You grow to love Nemo as well, along during the movie, yes. Along with Marlin, yeah, you kind of root for it from the beginning.
Well, that's in characters, but anyways.
You're a character.
I am a character. The only thing I said that bothered me, which is kind of dumb, is the fact that at the end, when Nemo comes through the drain and pops out, he's, like, practically right next to his dad, which is really unrealistic.
If you don't like conveniences in Finding Nemo, wait till you see Finding Dory.
I've seen... Well,
oh, have you seen Finding Dory?
Anyways,
interesting.
Moving on.
Yeah, we've seen Finding Dory, and if that's really your biggest knock on this story,
that's the only knock I
can't wait to see your score for Finding Dory, man. There's a lot, anyways. All right, so my final score for story was a 10 out of 10.
I gave it a 9 out of 10.
A 9 out of 10?
Yeah.
For convenience.
For convenience, I guess, and that it was sad.
I can't wait to see your score for Dory then. I just can't wait.
Okay, don't hurt yourself.
The next category is characters. I mean, were there any really good characters in this movie? Let's be honest.
Do you want me to go first?
I mean, I guess Dory was hilarious despite having potential to be annoying due to her short-term memory loss.
She wasn't annoying.
She had potential to be annoying.
But she was never annoying.
I know. I said there's no negative there. She was hilarious despite having the potential to be annoying.
Okay.
They did it correctly. Like, she could have very easily been an annoying character and an annoying sidekick, but clearly she wasn't as she got her own movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if that's saying a lot, but she did get her own movie. What? What'd you just kick me for?
I didn't kick you.
Oh.
I'm saying stick to this movie. We'll talk about Finding Dory later.
I want to talk about Finding Dory now.
No.
You never let me talk about... Alright. Sharks who want fish to be friends, not food is funny.
Sharks are funny.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Fish are friends, not food.
Fish are friends, not food.
Except stinking dolphins.
Dolphins? Yeah, they think they're so cute. Oh, look at me, I'm a flippin' little dolphin. Let me flip for you, I know something.
Marlin is a great lead to root for. Nemo's not worthless and annoying, which is usually for kids' characters. The kid character is worthless and or annoying. Like Anakin in episode 1.
I like Anakin in episode 1.
Okay, but he's annoying. He's not worthless.
He's not annoying.
He's annoying. He's a lot of plot convenience. You wouldn't like him. You shouldn't like him. And everyone as a character develops throughout the movie. No one who's a main character in the film, between Dory, Marlin, Nemo, stays the same but is the same at the end of the movie as they were at the beginning of the movie. There's clearly character development. Mm-hmm. Yes. Well,
my turn?
You know, some of these movies, like Minions, don't have any character development. I'm just saying. Like, that's a positive. You know, it shouldn't be. It should be in every movie, but it's not sometimes. So, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I had kind of the same thing. I didn't have any fault with any of the characters. I said that there were kind of several main characters, so it could have gotten to the place where it wasn't good because you're developing the main characters, and so you're not as concerned as the side characters. But they didn't do that. They did a really good job with all the side characters that you meet. The turtles, the sharks, the bird that rescues them at the end. I mean, all the fish in the fish tank. Like, everyone was unique, and they had their own characteristics, but everyone was likable. I mean, the bubbles fish in the tank, like, everyone was likable, and there was something about everyone that was interesting and different. So they did a great job with the characters.
Including the side characters, which I didn't mention at all. The side characters, yes. Well, I mean, besides the sharks, the side characters, like, the ones at Nemo's fish tank, like, yeah, they were good, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved how the fact
because they did help him grow as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the fact that the fish in the fish tank and the bird, whatever kind of bird he was, I forgot.
The stork?
Was he a stork? Sure.
The one that kept coming to the tank? Yeah.
They were so fascinated about the dentistry. They're like, is he using a whatever it's supposed this time? I thought that was funny.
Yeah, like they were learning dentistry along the way.
Yeah. So, your score for characters?
Oh, 10 out of 10, obviously.
Yeah, me too.
Needs a sequel. Do you get it? It's because there is a sequel.
Okay, don't hurt yourself.
The next category is music. I did like the music in this film. Like, again, we say a lot that there wasn't anything that just stood out especially, and it wasn't iconic. But at the same time, they did a good job of, like, imitating, like, the ocean, I think.
I think this movie had better sound effects.
Oh, it had great sound effects.
Yeah, if we were talking about the sound in general, which
music,
is probably what we should turn this category into at sometime in the future.
The music itself.
The music itself was just okay.
Imitated the ocean, in my opinion.
It was nothing memorable, though.
You don't remember a lot of music.
No, I remember music. If it's not memorable, it's
all
not memorable.
I'm saying is, I like the fact that I thought it seemed to imitate the ocean.
Okay.
Which I know is kind of vague.
I think the sound effects are what made it so much.
No. I mean, the sound effects added a lot, yes.
The music itself was whatever. It's just whatever.
I would recognize the music.
It wasn't bad. If it was bad, I would have noticed. If it was bad, I would have noticed.
I mean, I didn't give it like a 9 out of 10. I'm just saying. That was the one thing I thought they did well.
It is. Alright. Final score for music is a 9 out of 10.
No, I give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay, I give it a 5 out of 10.
Okay, don't hurt yourself.
The next category is animation. Flawless animation. Oh, sorry, that was my positive.
That's your positive.
Flawless animation. The only knock I have is the textures are a little outdated. I mean, I think the movie's released, it was either released 2003 or 2004. I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say it's 2004, but I'm probably wrong. I think The Incredibles were 2004. Sorry, I said earlier 2004. The movie came out 2003 by Pixar. Incredibles was the next year. Good movie. But the textures are a little outdated, you can tell. But the animation itself was flawless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was perfect. It's just that the texture's a little outdated. And that's just because, you know, like you expect more today. That's just... We're judging it based off of what I think today.
Yeah, if we had done this review back in 2003.
Back when it came out, if we had gone back time to when we were like teenagers and did this review, we would thought it was CN movies with like time travel.
Anyways.
And be like teenagers doing CN movies. What, YouTube wasn't even around. We were just like pre-making videos in preparation for YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube wasn't around in 2003?
No, man. YouTube didn't come around until like late 2005.
Basically, I think that the animation was great. Like you said, it was a little outdated. But for the most part, they had just a ton of details, and it was just incredible. It was beautiful. Felt like you were actually there. Kind of better than you were actually there, I think. The only thing I did think that was, like, they had so much details in a lot of things. There were some times that some of the fishes, and it was like at the end when you had that whole group of fishes that were swimming down, they looked very obviously fake, and there weren't a lot of details to them. But, I mean, you're at the end of the movie, and you got like 100 fish to do, and it's just for like 5 seconds. So it's not a big deal, I'm just saying.
Background fish is what you're talking about, basically? I mean, I don't know what else you could really expect.
I know.
Mine.
Yeah, they were a little plain too.
Mine.
For the most part.
Mine.
Stop it. And I gave it a 9 out of 10 as well.
I gave the animation a 9 out of 10 as well.
Okay, don't hurt yourself.
The last category is Christian Nutritional Value.
There are a lot of good things, I think, in this movie. Some of the key elements I had were determination, loving your family, honesty, but also part of learning to love in your family is kind of learning to let go. Like, Marlon had to learn to, like, not surround his son and be so concerned over every single thing.
Yeah, because his wife died and that was his only kid.
Right. He had to, like, let Nemo make some of his own decisions and stuff. So there's just tons of lessons throughout that I thought were really, really good. The world is both dangerous and beautiful, and you do have to get through life realizing that there are those dangers, but enjoying life as well. And I just think that the movie did a good job of kind of bringing that out.
I think you're a nerd. The movie did a good job bringing that out.
Yes. I mean, there's no specific mention of God or anything like that.
Oh, I mean, there's nothing actually really
like
other. There's nothing spiritual in this movie. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Spiritual in this movie.
They're just good values.
It was. It also wasn't. It wasn't like it was spiritual, not religious, though. That's a whole different. Anyway, so I put perseverance in all caps. Mm-hmm. This movie's all about perseverance. Really, it is, because you got Nemo overcoming his little fin. He was persevering through that. The father facing his fears and going through the entire ocean to Australia from wherever they live in the ocean to get his son. Nemo succeeds despite having his little one fin being small. Well, I know it's perseverance, so I'm saying he succeeds despite that. Like, he doesn't persevere and fail. He still he figures out how to use that to his advantage. Yeah, I mean, it was really just a lot of that constantly, and there was nothing bad in the movie at all in terms of Christian nutritional value. So I can't knock it at all. Just can't. There's nothing. Okay. So as you're updating your final score for Christian nutritional value, what's your final score for Christian nutritional value?
9 out of 10.
Mine is a 10 out of 10.
Okay, don't hurt yourself. Welcome aboard, Explorer!
Just so you know, he's got a little fin.
Our final score for Christian...
Our final
score for Finding Nemo is an 87 out of 100. We highly recommend this movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Really, the only knock we gave it was music. But honestly, that's not really a knock on the movie. We could have eliminated... If we eliminated the music category, this movie got a near perfect score.
Right.
So, take that as you will. Watch it. Check it out. If you haven't seen it... Oh my gosh.
You're a terrible person.
That's not true, but
Yes,
I'm pretty sure that's a sin. Like, one of the first things you do when you get to heaven if you haven't seen Finding Nemo is God shows you Finding Nemo. He's like, I couldn't have made a better movie myself. I could have updated the textures a bit, maybe.
That's maybe a little sacrilegious.
Oh, that's a little sacrilegious? Yeah. Okay. But yes, we highly recommend Finding Nemo. There's really nothing else to say. Stay tuned as next time we review Angry Birds the movie. Angry Birds the game that got made
I
into
haven't
a
even
movie.
played the game.
The mobile app? You haven't played the mobile app? Well, it got turned into its own movie.
I know.
There's like 7 of them. Rovio is a one-hit wonder. They've only made Angry Birds and been successful. So, you know,
So
they
we'll
got to
see.
capitalize on that somehow with a movie.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it yet. We'll be watching it in between this and the review. So stay tuned and subscribe, and bye!